But anyways, um, so it's sad. We lost Elifiel to school aggro. So hopefully they will be able to come back and meet up with you guys again one day. But we'll see. But does anybody want to give a recap of what happened last week? Go ahead, Jordan.
See me flipping through my notes. We got in a few more fights. Someone triggered a trap.
Was not
Maybe
me.
nearly died. We kind of went through the place. We had found the goats. And we were looking for the other items. One of the guys we fought had a dagger. It wasn't really a dagger, it was like a piece of ice that was black, which Kedek had knocked out of Christopher's hand. Kind of continued looking through the place. We managed to find the lantern. Found the pearls. Found some mushroom creatures that looked like the clickers from Last of Us, if anyone knows the reference.
Saw your picture.
Yeah, I know now from the picture.
And that's pretty much. We just looted, got into some fights, managed to live by the skin of our teeth, at least some, more than others. Returned back to town.
So real quick, I will say something important happened there that I'm kind of I think is important to remember is Christopher assassinated one dwarf, and you guys went to go assassinate the other one. Woke up, and you did. So I'm kind of giving you a little D&D DM help here. He did yell out for his brother to wake up, that you guys have company. And from the best of your knowledge, the dwarf escaped with invisibility.
Correct.
And a grudge.
Probably a grudge. Yeah.
And
So
we walked right back to town afterwards.
yes, you walked back down afterwards. Anything else that you want to point out from town that happened?
I think people got drunk, went to sleep, and in the morning, Elifiel was gone with a note left for us, informing us of their departure back home,
Go to school.
and that they would miss not all of us, just most of us.
I did like that touch. I was surprised Haley was able to be here last week, and so I was talking with them to figure out how Elifiel would be gone, and Elifiel was always socially awkward, and I was like, I thought I was got to like do it, and I was like, I just want it to be like a unique, like socially awkward like exit, but that note with I'll miss some or all and then scratched out some. I was like, that's cool. I was like, yeah, that's the perfect kind of like socially awkward like honestness that Elifiel always kind of portrayed to me. So
Yeah.
so
Leafy was a little bit standoffish to Elijah. Elijah's weird.
so here's my question I want to ask you guys. What quest, missions, objectives, what are the things that you guys as characters are holding on into your head? What are some of the things? We kind of had that month break, you know, and we've been at that fort for a while. So I want to make sure any things that happened beforehand, you guys are kind of tracking so that because your characters really, that was almost I think just a 24-hour period. So I want to make sure that you guys would kind of make decisions based on that, not necessarily 2 month real lifetime affecting your memory and decision making.
Yeah, I don't really remember what
I figured as much.
all the things were.
Elijah's really concerned about the possible murders.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Jordan, do you have notes on that? Do you want to say it, or do you want me to kind of give a quick rundown?
Yeah, there was an old dwarf lady that approached us to offer us a job. She asked us if we had seen about or heard about the recent murders. There was 3 culted murders, a trapper in East Haven, a human ship builder in Targos, and a dwarf glassblower in Bryn Shander. It was a dagger of ice, and she thought it was Torx or Tor. I don't know if I spelled it right.
Torgs?
Yeah. Which is like traveling merchants. Gonna offer 100 gold as a reward. If we handle it without law enforcement, then she'll give us 110. They were last seen in Bryn Shander 3 days ago, which I think would now be like 4 days ago. She wants the person killed, and then to make sure we got the right guy.
Ice dagger, that's we kind of got a clue with that, right?
Maybe. She didn't say they were black ice, though. She just said daggers made of ice.
Did the guy we just killed say like who his master was or something, or did he just like give the spooky bad guy a thing like I serve my
did.
master?
He did
Yes.
mention a clan. No, what that clan was, I don't remember.
He mentioned his father by last name. Do you kind of remember, Jordan? I'll give you that information because you guys are recalling it.
I thought I had written it down, but I don't know. I know I wrote down the letter that the brother they've made a new base on the Frozen Ferry in East Haven.
Yes, yeah, you got that. And so you got the brother's name right. Did you get the brother's name?
It was signed Dearth.
Dearth. Yep. And then
And then search for Shardlin. Is that from this new base?
oh yeah, the search for Shardland. So I'll read that note just to the continuity and make sure you got it right. Brother, you will find me on the Frozen Ferry in East Haven. From this new base, the search for Shardland continues. Long may our fathers reign over this dark land. And then Dearth. And the father's last name that you could have picked up from the dying breath was Sunblight.
Right. The one guy said, "My father of the Sunblight clan, forgive me," and then died.
Correct.
Spooky.
So what else do you got? So we got the murders. You got
The lantern.
some of the stuff piecing together.
Yeah.
Because I'm going to do some speeding up. We can easily say you guys have given the lantern over, something you guys could have done before the night. You guys did that, so that was completed.
I was talking about the revealing.
Elemental.
Lantern.
That one.
Yeah.
Yes. Everyone's trucking on that one. What you guys are doing that?
I think so.
I think we're just kind of doing it here and there every
Yeah,
now and then. I don't
Elijah's
think
like
priority.
okay. I'll turn it on now and check. Nope.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
No biggie.
Looking for the little chewingas.
That's the optional question.
Everything is optional. Every single thing is optional. That's why it's hard for me to prep, because I don't know ultimately what you will do, because it's not like everything's just world building. So you guys are gathering information and you're trying to piece certain things together. May be relevant, may not be. You're getting all the information, and so I'm just kind of trying to make sure we have the information, and you guys are kind of making choices that I think your characters would make. And then was there anything else, Jordan?
So there was that kind of bigger story, the optional, and then there was another one that popped up when we were in town. There was a rumor in Goodmead, the town speaker was killed by a 9-foot giant, and the giant stole the shipment of honeymead. That just was a rumor that we had heard while we were in town. I think those are kind of the quest lines we've received so far. I mean, other than what we just did in town.
That is correct. Yep. And you guys have essentially completed the figure out the stolen shit and give it back, and you guys have done so. Your reward is nicely setting outside of the inn when you guys wake up. It is traveling gear with several rations that should last you for at least 3 different cities. So we'll say for the next 3 cities, you guys don't necessarily have to worry about rations on the road. If you guys utilize them elsewhere, then we can kind of talk about that. But it should be enough. And then you have, what is the word for the, wrong screen. No. Oh, that's going to be down here. Equipment. Because despite living in and where do I live now? Pittsburgh. I don't know cold weather gear very well. It's essentially snow boots.
Crampons?
Is it crampons?
Those are the
Crampons.
spikes.
I think that's the
yes,
spikes.
right.
Here we go. Cold weather.
What are you trying to figure out?
They're snowshoes.
It's snowshoes. Yeah, that's what it
yeah.
was. There we go. Yeah.
Don't
So,
forget the mittens.
well, that kind of stuff you guys would have. But you do now have snowshoes, and so to put it into like out of game context to you guys, traveling around. Let me see where that really is. It like traveling without makes your travel time much longer, but now having the snowshoes, your walking speed is normal. So,
Nobody's walking speed is normal in snowshoes.
Do we get it? Wait. Do we get a bonus to our walking speed because we're gay?
wait, what? How does that make a difference?
Get a bonus to
Yes.
your charisma for flair.
it's a running joke for the straight guys. It's a running joke that gays just move faster than the rest of y'all.
Just walking faster because most of our internal beats per second are based off of Britney Spears songs.
Oh my god.
Wait, so wait a minute.
Second.
What?
I walk super fast. Is that like a gaydar? Am I putting off a gaydar?
Yep, you're gay now.
I'm
Sorry.
gay. Damn it. It doesn't help that I'm singing
Me.
show tunes while I'm
too,
doing
though.
this, does it?
No, that's actually all there is to it, really.
Oh, okay.
Because I do maintenance in warehouses and stuff and factories. I had to be on one side of the building, then go to the other side of the building. Yeah, I ended up walking fast a lot.
That's funny. Is that
Ours is powered by iced coffee.
who started that meme? Because I don't think that's accurate. I don't think gay people walk faster than.
Oh my god.
The internet.
I'm actually gonna have to do research on that. I just gotta make sure I
Okay.
have a safe filter on Google when I do that. But no, I don't think that's true. But that's just me. I'm not seeing it anywhere. I'm getting feedback from someone real quick. Is anybody else hearing that?
I did.
Let me talk again. Whoever you were, you probably knew. Nope. It's you, Eric.
Me? I don't know
It's you.
how.
I don't know either.
I
But
just have a headset.
Well, it seems like when Aaron's voice picks up a little bit higher, that's when it.
so what you're
catches,
saying is
so I
don't talk
know.
loud?
You can adjust what your mic picks up in Discord, Eric.
Now you gotta
Yeah.
say, let's get ready to rumble.
It's not bad. It's just occasional, and it might be So I have another friend, and whenever he doesn't talk, it just like his mic slowly just like takes off like a helicopter, like and I'll be like, "Yo, Mac, what's up, man?" He's like, "Huh?" And like that's all I need to do. I just need to say have him make a noise, and then it resets it. But I'm not getting it now. So, anyways, I wanted to tell you what the worth was, but I don't see it anywhere. I thought it was in that part. But I'll give you, for instance, the next town that is nearest to you is on a normal a 2-hour travel time um, by land, and without the snowshoes, it would have been 4. So. So you guys have that. So you're exposed to the elements a significantly less amount of time. As soon as I find that, I will let you guys know, because obviously there are other means of transportation, and getting that will obviously expose you a lot less. Yeah. So you guys wake up. There is just kind of like a trout soup. It's common. You've had it, unfortunately, a lot. Um, it's basically one knucklehead trout in a giant pot. No, it lasts for a long time. So that's your breakfast. It's warm, at least. It's waiting for you. I forget her name. Um, Corey. Um, is the one who has prepared it for you. She was the one, if you kind of remember, was maybe a little on the rougher side of things, a little gruff. But she seems to be very excited and a little bit more uh, uh, accepting of your presence around her. So she's just smiling and just kind of going about it. Doesn't have that resting bitch face going on. She is just there. So I'm assuming you guys are all getting together. You've just got the letter from Elithiel. What do you guys do?
um, Elijah would say a prayer. Look for Elithiel to have guidance on their endeavors and safe travels.
Grace to be at the bar till we decide to do something.
So you are actually at the hook, line, and sinker?
Yep.
Okay.
Well, if there's alcohol where we're eating, because if not, then
No, there really wouldn't be.
yeah, then that's definitely where I'd be.
Okay. So we have Christopher at the hook, line, and sinker. Then I suppose I'm guessing the rest of you guys at the Northern Light. Nobody has taken the lead on starting the conversation on where you guys are going. You guys are all just sitting around like a bunch of strangers. What you guys doing?
I think Blackthorn's just pretty much going to assess the gear received and make sure it's all straight.
Okay.
And then just pretty much get ready to leave.
Give me a survival check.
Can I help him with that?
You absolutely can, yeah, if you go outside with him.
Yeah.
Let me.
Okay. Yeah, you're looking at it, and much to your surprise, it's actually pretty good, like, equipment. You know, the snowshoes are of quality. They're not like hand-me-downs or horrible pieces of equipment. You know, it's they're nice. This is actually kind of a nice little thing they've done for you. Um, it's feels pretty good. The way I would kind of seeing something like that, it's a nice gesture, and the let me get their name. Anita Swift, um, isn't around to kind of like take credit or anything like that. She just dropped it off early that morning and is gone.
And they're all probably going to get murdered by the dwarf we didn't kill.
Whoops.
That's just a little
Oh,
problem.
this town will burn down.
You're fine. I just wanted to make sure you weren't muted, and you've been trying to say something, and
Oh my god, I
just
thought
didn't
that was
know.
a private message to me. That's why I was like, no, I just haven't said anything. I'm fine.
I was gonna say, Robbie, your name isn't Tony, and I'm also was gonna say, Robbie, it's too early to be drunk. So I don't want to judge you or anything. It's
So
too
weird,
early
huh?
for me to be drunk, and you live like 2 time zones away. So
Gary Fart, sober as a bird.
did you just say
Um,
Carrie farts carry the bird?
Oh my god.
Sober as a bird. The scary part is sober as a bird.
Oh, the scary part. Okay. I was like, what
Gary
the hell?
Farts.
Yeah, I was like, what the hell are you
Yeah, you don't
saying?
know? You don't know about Gary Farts?
The Gary Martin, sorry. I was like, what the fuck? It's like, Eric, can you please go take his wine away from him?
No, I have never been able to do that before, and I'm not starting now.
How you lose a hand?
Well, the Gary farts are coming for you. So anyways, I gotta write up a new monster, the Gary fart. So anyways, so you two are outside looking over the gear. Well, what do you guys do?
Where are we going?
Bryn Shander is the last place they were seen. So I think we're going to go there to try and pick up their trail.
It was like a 2-hour trip.
It's a 2-hour trip to the next settlement, and the locals would know that place is called Car Dinival.
And where was Bryn Shander again?
Bryn Shander is south of the lake to the west, so it's over like in this area.
Okay.
We don't know how long it'll take to get there. We just know it'll take the 2 hours to get to the other place.
Yes. So the other thing I will inform you guys is there are let me see if I'm able to.
That's with good weather.
That's essentially that's with really good weather. Oh, lordy. Okay, hang on. Control Z. Let me see. To the front. To the map. Do you guys see the routes now?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. I'm perfectly fine sharing the routes with you. So this is the roads, especially Elijah. I mean, I don't think I'm giving too much away of your character backstory or background. You've
No,
traveled.
Elijah's-
And
Yeah.
and so you would kind of know roughly the roads. So these are the possible routes that can be taken. To kind of give you a little bit of information, so you guys can now see with that information. If you're oh, good God, that is way. Why are they so far off? You're like, what? Is on your map? Is it in the like ice?
Yes. Yeah, it's not on the road.
What?
My
in the
trails are
world?
on the road.
Wait.
Mine are like right.
Yeah. Do you want me to like draw it real quick?
Yeah, show me, because I'm looking at the Beefcast stream and I'm seeing where it is and the route. What is this? I'm gonna refresh real quick. That was really weird.
That.
That's where mine is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's not what the stream was showing. I'm refreshing it.
Oh yeah, you're. It looks wonky.
Yeah. What in the world? Yeah, it's a lot better now. Okay.
That is definitely a way to go.
Yeah, that's what I mean. That's what I was looking at. I was looking at that because I wanted it. I also kind of like having the other screen because then I can see what you guys are seeing as well. And so it's like my screen, I have all the information, and I'm like, what are you able to see? But I went over and I was like, what? That doesn't make any sense. So yeah. So anyways, so to get to the roads, you'll know that you'll have to head south a little bit, and then you'll get to a point where you can go in essentially 3 directions, or 4 if you want to go back. So at that point is probably where you're gonna have to be making some decisions. So anyways, are you guys all getting together and heading south?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, as soon as I see them getting together, I'll head out. Try and keep my beer with me though. See if the barkeep will notice.
Because of your excellent work in providing and helping, he kind of looks the other way.
Blow him a kiss and run off.
And so anyways, can I get somebody to roll me to see?
No.
You said no? Then I'll just give you the worst possible thing, period.
As soon as Robbie killed Ezra, we finally got Mean Jordan now.
Hey. Well, what's funny is I was gonna tell or ask Jordan if I just instantly killed Kedek tonight, would he feel better? But I didn't want to make the joke because if I do one shot Kedek, I didn't want him to think it was personal.
I invite you to try.
You know what I need to do? I got to get Sten away from you. That's really what I got to do.
I got all kinds of cats.
You got all kinds of cats.
Yeah, I got 2 cats on my lap.
Can I get a D4 rolled by somebody, please? All right, it's a 2. It is. You wake up, and as you start kind of heading out of town, there is a light snow coming down. So it's kind of a little difficult to see, not impossible. It's cold. It's just, a normal day. A little bit of snow coming down. Can I get the marching orders? And for long travel like this, I will ask the point and the rear that are kind of paying attention. I want both of you to roll. And that's, for if you're getting approached on in either direction along the roads and stuff like that, we'll just kind of do.
Elijah wants to be right in the middle.
Okay.
I'll take point.
Okay.
And Elijah's given everybody 2 good berries.
Okay. So remember,
2 good berries each.
so that'll be, you did that in the morning.
Yep.
Are they a 24-hour?
Yeah, they last. Let me double check.
Yeah, no, you're good.
Blackthorn would take the rear.
Blackthorn's got
Can I
the rear.
get piggyback, Robbie?
Sure. And
Yep,
then
24
also,
hours.
yeah.
They lose their. Let's see.
if Blackthorn could observe a little bit to see if the snow might be a precursor for something else, like a blizzard maybe coming in.
Okay. Nature or survival. I'm okay with either one of those.
There's a storm coming now. Don't want to go
Feel it
there.
in my bones.
Um, trying to think I kind of want to decide that. It's still pretty hard to tell. The winds don't seem to. I mean, in all reality, what makes a blizzard is the wind. You know, it kicks up the snow. It really is just a more violent storm. But you know, it's not really a windy day. I mean, obviously, wind can pick up at any given moment. You're not a meteorologist or anything like that. But from your experience and any kind of travel, you know, anything can happen, but it doesn't really seem to be imminent. Like you're not thinking you need to hunker down. You know, there aren't signs of turbulence coming. Can I get a survival check with just a normal survival check from Kedek, and then a perception from Kedek and Blackthorn. Okay. So the first one is to see if you get lost. Actually, you know, you don't get lost here, do you?
I think it's after an hour is when it
After
takes
an hour.
effect.
Okay. But that's what you were rolling for with that first one, Kedek. Just to kind of let you know that I'm not just asking you to make a bunch of rolls. And so, yeah, you know, you're just making sure you're staying on the road. You're able to see it. With your real high perception roll as well, you're noticing the road really isn't traveled, if really at all. There is not a lot of travel going in between these two cities right now, or at least recently. And you're not really seeing much wildlife or anything. It is a snowy day, and you guys are just trucking along. Nothing out of the ordinary. You know, it's cold, little wind, little breeze here and there. Nothing crazy, but you guys are trucking along. During the course of this travel, is anybody trying to do anything?
I will be lighting the lamp periodically,
Okay.
looking for stuff. You said it's how long of a walk is it? So it's 2 days?
2 hours is
2
what you're
hours, okay.
expecting it to take. With
Okay,
heavy,
then
like
I would have the lantern on the entire time.
the entire time.
Yeah,
Okay.
because it burns for 6 hours. So I figured I used probably an hour's worth while we're at the keep when I was turning it on and off, checking every now and then. So this will use up another 2 hours. So I'll have 3 hours left. Have to get another pint of oil.
So it's my first day. But if I wanted to, like, if Chris wanted to take notes on something, I'd first have to procure like a notepad or something, right? You don't have that kind of shit. I'm not sure how that worked.
So let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
I'll ask you a couple questions here just to kind of to get at your motive, if you will. What is it that you're trying to take notes of first?
Actually, because what I think I'd want him to take notes of, like, the date and the weather, to start tracking, like, how the progression of the weather is looking, like trying to take some scientific notes.
Oh, he's gonna become a meteorologist.
Yeah, so yeah, you are going to be a
Nice.
meteorologist. So then my next question that I have for you is, speaking to Christopher, like, does Christopher take notes on things? Is this now a new thing that Christopher is maybe thinking of doing, or does Christopher take notes on things in general?
So I think because of the conversation that happened when we were talking, like, how again did we realize that this area with the sun plague? And I think once he found out that the area was plagued to this, this death of the sun and the coldness is ever increasing. Once he got that, he'd want to definitely take notes on what it is, because his surroundings are really important, and those kinds of subtleties, I think, is something that he'd be interested in doing, like seeing that kind of thing from a situational awareness and like a command perspective. Having navigated a ship, you would do that a lot,
Yeah, 100%. So, speaking to your character's motives, so to answer your now question, so it depends on the DM when it comes to stuff like this with inventory management. Something I'm very adamant about is I don't like shopping in game in general. You'll notice I usually will skip over that unless there is value in it for RP or storytelling moments. So I tend to skip that unless you guys want to do that. No one's really approached me and has said, I really want to go shopping in D&D. Let's do that. So I don't do it, but if you want to, let's do it. So some DMs will make you, if you don't have it in your character sheet, you can't do it. Me, the way I look at it is if your character would naturally have something, then you have it. And even if in the middle, like right now, you're kind of now taking note and asking about it, then yes, if your character would reasonably have gone at some point to a store, gotten a ledger or a piece of paper and a pen,
have
whatever,
one from the ship, right?
from the ship, whatever. Yes. So if you would have had it and you haven't notated it yet, as a DM, me, yes, you have it and you can do it. Obviously, you need to take your own notes. I won't be taking that for you. But yeah, you can have the piece of paper, or a notebook or whatever it is that you think Christopher would have on him and be doing. And yes, absolutely, you can do that.
So kind of as far as the terms of like your DM in this game, it's got to, as long as it makes narrative sense and
Yes.
it would be reasonable. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, like I want to track a little bit of food. I want to make sure like if you guys start going crazy and you guys get lost in the mountains, rations at some point may come into play. But I also don't want to spend time on our precious couple of hours that we're gonna play on going to the store and buying rations and tracking that and
Buying
doing
our
that.
own berries when we have an
Exactly.
infinite supply of berries.
Well,
right
honestly,
here.
well, you know what? It's funny. I forgot that you guys even have that, and it's enough nutrients, anyways. So that never will come into play. But to some games and some DMs, they like that. It's the way they DM, and that's how they want to do it. And by all means, so I was answering your question in general that it is a DM rule.
Which thank you,
how they
because
do it.
I'll need to know that at some point.
Yeah. It always for me, inventory management, like I always laughed at the end of our last campaign. Like I had one character, Curtis, barely had his skills, like his abilities plotted down. And I think it was either Haley or Tyler. One of them had crazy things. Like
I think it was
Haley
I think it was
had
Haley.
everything listed that
Yeah.
they had picked up in their
Like
item
teeth,
area.
like little things, little trinkets, little knickknacks, and that's how Haley plays. And I'm all for it. Like, go for it. If you like that and you like, but if you want to be like, hey, would I have that? I'll prod little questions like I just did, and if you can make it narratively make sense and reasonable, then I'm okay with it.
Thanks.
Cool. So yeah, start tracking it. Anything else anybody wants to be doing for this roughly 2 hours of travel?
I actually have when it comes to equipment stuff. I mean, I already have a snow equipment. Can I probably exchange it for a lantern?
Were you talking about your snow boots?
Yeah, like that stuff.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, if there was something, I would imagine, again, this is my lacking of RPing your guys' mission earlier. If you guys didn't really give them a list of what you wanted, but I would imagine maybe that could have happened, and you could have been like, hey, I don't want that. Can I get this? and that's what you got instead as your reward. So yeah, if there's something you would have preferred over like the snowshoes or whatever, then yeah, by all means you can have that instead.
I
Yeah.
have a quick question.
Yes.
We got paid in gold, right? Did we get?
I thought we got paid in the supplies.
Oh, we
Yeah.
got paid in the supplies. We didn't get paid in any gold.
No, we just.
Oh, I
asked
thought we
for
did
it.
the job for gold. Okay,
No.
So we're
All
the
right, never mind.
Brynshire, the murder ones
that's the
will
one.
pay
Okay,
gold,
yeah.
and then I think is it the is
The
she
la-
gonna give us the lantern? She'll give us the lantern. I don't know. I can't. I'm looking it up right now.
We already got the lantern.
So whatever your notes.
25 gold.
Okay, cool.
And the lantern upon
Okay.
success.
Yeah, you get 25 gold, and the other one, what did I say it was?
For the murders,
Yeah.
it's 100 gold outright, but she said she'd give us 110 if we didn't get law enforcement involved.
Okay, cool. Yep. Mostly what the book says. More
Shit.
because Chris was begging for more. I remember. I was like, I couldn't remember at the end.
It was like 100 each. No.
No, like what? Not up here. 100
Well, I
gold
mean,
will get you a long
Can we have a
way.
helmet teleportation?
what if
Never.
it, what if what could have happened, right? You would have been mad if I didn't ask. So yeah.
Exactly.
That's right.
Yeah. Yeah, but yeah, I had this idea of, strapping the lantern on my helmet like a miner's helmet, kind of thing.
Ooh, I like that. Like a carrot on the stick.
Just don't light your head on fire.
Yes, please don't do that. Anything else?
I'm good on my winter gear too. I was thinking more of I also have a tent, but having an additional tent. Was,
Okay.
I think.
Yeah, I think I remember you guys were talking about that. You guys wanted tents and other stuff. And what I will say, kind of coming from that, and maybe I should have written down a little bit more inventory of what you guys were going to get for that. But anything kind of like from here on out, and this will play into your question you asked, Christopher, is survival at a very base survivalness. You guys are covered. So if there is something that you guys are going to be like, oh, I don't have a bedroll, you do now because that's what you got paid in. And so you would have asked Anita. And
We got paid in the ability to live.
yes. So now you guys, what the way I took it is you guys were looking to be able to travel without fear of death, and you now are able to do so. So, all right. That's fearing of cold. Okay. I'm gotta make a ruling here. I want to make sure I do it right the way I want to do it. It's funny. Everything's given in like degrees and in Celsius for all you filthy Canadians. Okay, cool. I just remember there was being like I finally found the wilderness survival stuff. So I wanted to double check. I apologize, everybody. But it's funny, you guys made like the perfect team to handle all this. So a lot of that is negated. So anyways, you guys are traveling. You get about 2 hours, about 15 minutes, and the weather, the snow coming down, it has slowed you guys down a little bit, not much. But as you guys approach, Kedek, you're noticing a heavily leaning wooden structure as you approach. It's 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 about a story and a half tall. It's got a little bit of a lean. You're not seeing any smoke. You're not smelling any like burning wood or anything like that. Um, it's a heavily leaning wooden structure as you're approaching. It's about um, we'll say about a half a football field away. It's about 50 yards away.
Do I notice anything else in the area?
It's snowy.
But like, there's no people. Is there a clear path up to this building?
It is
Or
along the road.
okay, so it's like right next to it.
Yeah, it would be a few feet off.
I will look back at the rest of the group and shrug and go up to knock on the door.
It's so when you get up to it and as you approach, you realize really what maybe the structure once was. Anyone from Tenstown knows that some of the a little bit larger settlements along the roads, once you get out, kind of have a little bit of a watch post. Um, they haven't been manned for a long time due to just the survival aspect and being kind of on your own. This is once one of those. The door is now kind of fallen off of its hinges between the cold and the wind and the snow and the water from the kind of melting a little bit of the snow, and it it is very dilapidated. It's not super structurally sound, but it's there. It you can see where stones have been placed nearby for like a fire pit for the guards that would have kept it, but there are no prints in the area. It looks complete and utterly abandoned. To those that have been around some of the larger settlements, know that you guys are very close, probably about another 15-minute walk, and you should really be in town or start seeing signs of life.
Were there any goodies left inside that thing?
Yeah, just do a quick search.
Yeah, give me an investigation.
Can I help him?
Absolutely, yeah, with advantage.
Yeah.
All right, yeah, good helping. Um, so as you're looking around, um, there are a few arrows left over that are kind of nice. It's like a normal quality. But in all reality, it's been kind of picked clean. It looks as if a creature may have gotten in. A survival or nature check might be able to determine what it might have been. But looking through it, it looks like something may have made a home out of it for a little while, got any bit of food out of there, and has long since moved on.
I'll point out the creature stuff to Kedek just in case Kedek cares, and then take the arrows.
Okay. I'm assuming you would have seen a creature very similar to this. Kedek, it's got paw markings like a bear. So, it looks like a bear had gotten through. But you are noticing it's not in areas where a mouth kind of would have gone. You're not noticing any like teeth or bite marks. You're noticing like pecking and like beak marks. So instead of teeth, you see claws, and you're seeing like a beak. And so you would know this creature as an owl bear, but it's a polar bear instead.
Yeah.
So it's
Probably a pretty dangerous creature then.
yeah, they can be very dangerous, especially when hungry.
Okay. I think for the rest of the journey, then I am going to keep an eye out for that.
Okay. So that's kind of what you guys have seen here in the little outpost. Do you guys do anything?
If this place is empty, I think we're good, right?
Yeah.
Does
Mm.
Blackthorn use arrows?
Yeah.
I would definitely have it.
Blackthorn takes arrows.
That
clear.
too.
That is established.
Wow.
It just seems like a theme with my characters now. The one shots.
But I guess because Chris would split them with Blackthorn, not just take them all, like split them with the other people who would use them.
I would just like to say that was probably the meanest thing anyone's ever said to you, Jordan.
No, Haley has said much worse.
So if you will, direct your attention to the Discord.
Ooh, nice.
So that is the image that I was upset that
That they didn't
Roll
provide.
20 doesn't provide. At least I wasn't able to find it. I had a luck.
You'll find it
I'm sure.
next week or
I
something.
was looking at the handouts and stuff like that. I was like, I don't find anything. But anyways, this is the city of Car Dinival. As you approach, it is impossible not to notice the giant castle structure on top of the hill. It is very large. It is very dominant and like powerful. Like of the area of all like the structures that you guys have seen of recently, compared to like Cart Konig. Cart Konig is just kind of like a tiny little town. This from the side, and this is not the view. You guys are on the other side of this hill, by the way. So you guys are looking at, so you don't really see the town and the lake
castle's
quite yet.
ass.
So you are basically seeing the hill and this giant castle. And that's what you guys
Looks
are.
like someone's overcompensating for something.
So that is what you guys are seeing as you approach. And let me move you now to the other map. All right, so you guys are approaching from the north. And obviously, the north is the top of the screen. And so you're approaching. You're starting to now, as you get a little bit closer, you can start seeing some of the houses that are towards the bottom of the hill. But you also see that there is a larger building towards about halfway up the hill that you're seeing in the picture as well. And to those that have been to the city before, and I'm perfectly fine you guys deciding who that would be yourselves.
I've been to them all.
Yes. You know that to be the local tavern, and that is the Uphill Climb, is what it's called.
Wonder why they named it that.
Why would you put a bar uphill? That's just homophobic.
Well, because it's easier to leave the bar and go down the hill than it is to leave a bar and go uphill.
Ooh, that I could speak to.
Yeah, but that's bad marketing because you want it to be easier to get to the bar.
Oh, that's right. If they can't leave, they have to stay and just drink more.
Yeah.
I will say one of my favorite nights of going out and drinking in my life was when I was in Germany, and we got home and we lived at the bottom of a hill, and we just rolled down the hill to get home. It's pretty nice. That was a fun memory. But anyways, so as you guys approach, you guys easily get to the intersection here. You could choose to continue on, or stop at the end, or do anything else you guys want. But we will say that.
How long have we been traveling so far?
About two
About
and a
2.5
half
hours.
Well, it's about time for beer. Just kidding.
Hi, Leafiel.
Use a leaf here.
Yeah, I chose
Were we
leave you as your
meeting
guide.
the person at the uphill climb?
We don't really. It's not here that we need to be.
We
Oh.
gotta go to
We need
This
to.
is just a
Grimshire.
stopover town.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Oh,
right. I knew that.
By the way, what's your name? Elijah. Can I get
Josh.
can I get a D100, please?
Absolutely. I just brought up my character sheet.
Hey. Okay.
Well,
So
can I get? I popped up my character sheet.
so as you are that whole trail, your lantern does not indicate any elementals.
Alrighty.
How long would it take us to get to the next town?
That is a loaded question. It would all very much depend on what you would choose. So I'm going to pull up. I'm going to take you guys back to the big map here. Whoops. Almost took you to the wrong big map. So as you'll notice, you have choices to make, right? So it would be which town you would choose.
It looks like it'll be another 4 hours to the crossroads.
To say the least, it is, yes. Your next couple of towns are substantial. To get to Bryn Shander, and this is information for sure Elijah would know because he said he's been to all the towns and he told you guys that, so I don't have a problem saying that. It would take roughly about 10.5 hours on a good day to get to Bryn Shander from here. To get to East Haven, 9 hours. Goodmead, 8 hours.
Well, 10 hours is not bad, but is it a good day?
That's what was going to be my follow-up question. How's the weather looking?
It's still the same. Rarely, so I would say the majority of the time, this is the weather. Rarely are there, not rarely, but less likely are there blizzards or clear skies where it's just like a nice cold day. For the most part, you're getting a little bit of snow, a little bit of wind. You know, there's definitely a difference between walking on hardened old snow and fresh wet snow. And the fresh wet snow is what typically slows you down. The hard stuff you can kind of power through, but the wet stuff just kind of box
Oh,
you
we're
down.
wet normally. Normally we're wet.
Normally or what? Yeah, for sure.
Mm.
Is it better when I know what you're doing and I just act like it's nothing, or does that make it worse?
Yeah, don't
It
feed
fits
it.
me either way. It doesn't matter. Robbie's been trying to figure out how to deal with that for what, 8 years now, and it still hasn't. Yeah.
There is no dealing with it. There's no stopping it.
But anyways, so yes, you guys could easily continue traveling on. If you don't want to stay in the town, if you don't want to do anything here, you could bypass it and continue on to your next town.
Well, everything was like a good 9-10 hours away from here, right?
8 hours at a minimum. That would be
And
the
we've already
town
been-
to the south.
We've already
Would-
been traveling for
Two.
and it's just don't have hardly any light during the day.
Yeah. What like normal limits before like exhaustion and stuff would kick in for traveling? Like, would we have to stop halfway through an 8-hour travel?
We also make camp, right? Because if we could make a camp, that might help things.
Yeah.
Normally, if it was a normal D&D adventure, it would be 24 hours, but
I mean, we could essentially travel. We've traveled 2, and if we did the longest, which is the place that we were initially going to head to, which is an additional 10 hours, that's 12 hours. I mean, you'd still be able to put in a long rest in there.
Yeah, it's half a day.
So this is what I was able to pull up.
And that's with good weather,
Yeah.
as long as weather permitting.
So this is what and this is it's funny. Stan asked me earlier about something, and you guys know me pretty well. At least those that have had me before. I try to play rules as written. So if I find it in a book, that's typically, unless I just absolutely hate it, is what I will go with. And so this has like a forced march. So like I would argue you guys are forced marching yourselves, because if you continue going, the travel pace, the characters travel for 8 hours in the day. They can push beyond that limit at a risk of exhaustion for each additional hour of travel beyond 8 hours. The characters cover the distance shown in the hour column for their pace in each character. So the DC is 10 plus 1 for each hour past 8 hours.
But we could, under that, go for 8 hours, make camp for a long rest, then go the next day without having to stop at a town, right?
Yes. You are exposing yourselves to the elements more so, unless you are able to find shelter or caves or anything like that.
Do we want to try that? I'm down.
Is the Bryn Channer, is that this one over here? Because that's the longest route I'm seeing. Or
Ping it again for me.
It's either that or it's over here.
Yeah, it's whoever's pinging black.
So it's
okay,
that one.
so it's this one.
Yeah.
I mean, there's some trees. Partway
You
down
would
the-
not be able to. You would
Okay.
probably be able to get about somewhere in here for your 8 hours of travel that day.
all the things pinging, and I have to remember which color is your color.
Here, I will help you.
Yellow.
Here,
Yeah. Yeah.
somewhere in there is about where
Our
you'd be
8
able to
hours
go.
will.
I believe right here is East Haven.
Yeah, over there
That
would be East
would be-
Haven.
That would be east. That would be the. Looks like the furthest east village other than the 2 we were at. Okay, I was thinking it was going to take another 4 hours to get here, which would put us at 6. But
Well,
Okay.
that's funny.
is the miles not right correct on here?
Well, it's not. I mean, for the rules, so, but so
Elijah's
I'm basing it up
fine
on
with
this.
with
Okay.
traveling, pushing forward. I would like to stop and buy more lantern oil though. It wouldn't. It wouldn't hurt to check in with the locals and see if they've heard of any dealings with this traveling caravan.
We can check
Here.
at the bar.
Does anybody have a passive perception higher than a 14? Sorry, or 14 or higher.
I have a 15.
Okay.
14.
Um,
15.
13.
so those that have 14 or higher, you guys are kind of. Here's how I imagine it happening, right? So I'm going to take you guys off this page if that's okay. Take you guys back
We
here.
came to that intersection and we're just standing around.
Yes, and that's
We
how I'm
could
seeing
go
it.
further. We
right?
could. Yeah, that sounds good to me.
And so you guys are
That's what
standing
we
there.
did.
You guys were talking. You guys are kind of trying to figure things out, picking out your next, route. And if I'm not mistaken, I think Elijah now is the only one that had a 14 or higher. From what I heard.
Sten's got 14.
Sten's
I've got
14. Okay.
15.
Oh, okay. So, Kedek and Christopher, you guys didn't necessarily notice this.
Look at that bar.
Yeah, you're just like bar up there, guys. We don't have to keep walking. there's very, very foot travel on the ground. The roads aren't really kind of cleared off like they were in Carconig. You know, some people shoveled a little bit here and there. The roads were walked. It looks as almost this is a ghost town. There are smoke, smoke coming from the houses, but you're just kind of standing there and you're kind of realizing, like, wait a minute, like, you haven't seen anybody. There's no signs of life or real movement.
Fucking COVID.
Yeah, you very much COVID quarantine-esque. Like, it's weird. You're on the interstate alone.
Like the creepy pictures of all those roads being empty and the middle of cities being empty.
Yeah. So it's kind of noticeable. Like, after a while, you're kind of standing there talking, trying to figure things out. That would be something I think you would kind of pick up. Like, I'm in a city and it doesn't really feel like nobody's
coming
here. So you do kind of pick that up a little bit. So with all that information, what are you guys deciding?
I don't know about everybody, but if we want to ask the locals, we should ask at the bar. And I'm going to start immediately walking up to the bar.
Yeah, that's where all the locals are.
We really need to press forward. We don't want to lose any more time.
Yeah. I'm good with that if everyone else is.
He's
I'm quite fine with pressing forward. It's a little odd, but maybe they're trying a new sacrifice type thing where they just don't socialize.
In these unprecedented times.
Give me a history check. Elijah.
All right. I'm assuming we're going to be walking through the town to the next road.
Yes. You would know down. Why can't I? Oh, it's not. I'm not on ping. Down this direction.
Yeah.
Would be the way out. So since you brought up sacrifice, and you are familiar with the towns, you would have the knowledge, or at least the assumption that they were sacrificing food.
Yeah, this was a food sacrificing
This
place.
was a food sacrificing place. So not
the one we came from was a warmth
a warmth.
sacrificing place.
Yep.
Correct. Yeah.
Yep. Got rid of comfort.
Yeah, I'm fine if that we continue
I apologize.
traveling on.
Carconig was another food place.
Was okay.
It was another food.
Okay. Which reminds me of why I'm looking there about my backstory stuff, my secret stuff. Anyway, as we're traveling through, Elijah's definitely going to keep an eye out on the windows and the doorways to see if anybody's peeking, watching, taking notice of us as we travel through town.
I got everybody real upset last time I fucked with the door here, so I'm not touching nothing.
You don't want to go bust in doors finding the random speaker's house? Which, by the way, you could safely assume. I will knock some shit in. All right, so general consensus, you guys are continuing on, yes?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
All right, man, I'm glad I spent 16 hours earlier reading those pages.
I was watching your stream earlier. I ain't call bullshit.
Wait, you were watching my stream earlier?
I was talking to you.
Well, I know you were. I didn't really say much about that. I did prep stuff there, but that's fine. We'll keep moving on. Jackasses. Anyways, I have ways to punish. All right. Again, I would like
be right back.
Yeah, you guys to do re-rolling of things. We don't have to roll the survival for getting lost because you guys are. I'm gonna say you guys are still continuing on, um, and so you can't get lost. Um, and so can I go ahead and get perception from Caddick and Blackthorn if we are keeping the same formation,
Marching order.
if you will? Yeah.
Is it perception?
Yeah, perception. Yeah, just to kind of look out, so make sure you guys aren't getting creeped up on by anything.
And then piggyback, can I help?
I'm kind of using the 2 rolls as the help.
Gotcha.
So yeah, and then also like because of the weather and stuff like that, helping. I'd probably even rule you to be at disadvantage, and then everyone helping would put you guys to normal. But yeah. Okay. All right. So you guys are walking. What is your guys' plan? You know, are you gonna kind of walk for the 8 hours and start looking for a place for setting up, or are you going to walk exactly 8 hours and stop there? What's the plan? Because you know it could take you up to an hour to find a shelter of some sort, unless you guys are just willing to stay out on the tundra. Make a
I
camp.
think we're going to try to follow the road and just push all the way through till town.
You're gonna push.
That's what my assumption was.
Yeah.
Well, it's 10 hours, right? So we're gonna have to unless we wanted to risk the exhaustion, which I don't think is a good idea.
Because that would be an additional 4 hours, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
It'd
and
be
then also
4.5 hours. Assuming you get there, because it is going to take you longer than the 10.5, knowing that the conditions aren't the best. So that the 10.5 is under good conditions.
Stan will tell everyone he knows where East Haven is, and if we ever go there, to keep your hands on your coin purse at all times.
Yes, East Haven has a reputation.
I don't think we need to go the full 8 if we stop with a little bit of time to search for shelter.
Yeah, that's one thing I wanted to do is to look for like either like a cave or like a thicket of some trees or maybe like a hill that we could
A
build.
watch station.
Yeah, a watch station or like a hill that we could build some sort of like makeshift temporary shelter out of, something, you know?
sticks, you know, all sorts of extreme environments.
Do you guys know how to make secret rolls?
Whisper.
Like a whisper roll? Do you guys know how to do that?
You can
go
toggle to
turn
make
it. You
it,
can turn a toggle on.
so you can
So
click
it's public or
2
to GM,
GM.
right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Because I want to make sure that by asking this question and having you roll, you don't give up your backstory of whatever. So here's the question. Because I'm asking for, because you guys are kind of starting to talk about what you want to find. And I'm going to allow you to know if you could even find it if you've walked these roads before. So if you have walked these roads before, roll me a history. And do that privately. So that, I mean, the only person so far that's really been open and out about being all over the place, Elijah. So anybody else who's definitely walked the road, send me a history.
And Elijah can't lie, or his God will punish him.
My God has never told me that.
That's not one of his tenets. Oh, he lies a lot.
I don't know if I have. Maybe.
Right, and that's a you decision. I mean, I'm not gonna contest unless there might be one or two of you that I'd be like, no, you didn't. if you send me this role. But if you're kind of saying, you know what, maybe, yeah, I could see myself at some point at least walking the roads or been in a few cities. So if you think you've walked this northern route to the cars, we'll call it Car Road. If you think you've been on Car Road over here, then give me a roll. Anybody else want to do anything?
And I'm sorry, how do I trigger secret?
Go to your gearbox, and right underneath the advantage toggle, there's a whisper toggle. Turn whisper toggle on.
And then it should pop up right above, pretty
And
much
then
like
remember
where
to
your
put it back to
inspiration
public
is.
for
Yeah.
attacks and stuff.
Where is the advantage? There it is. Query, whisper.
Oh, you turned it on query. I just put it on toggle, so it doesn't ask me all the time.
Okay.
Okay. All right. To those that rolled a 13 or higher, oh, I don't want to do this out loud. I don't necessarily want to do this out loud. I gotta think. Give me a second. Sorry. Huh.
Do we need to go to the secret chat room?
I think the secret chat room, though, if you take people to it, that kind of,
Defeats the purpose.
yeah.
It does.
Mm.
Yep. So, I mean, okay. Nobody rolled high enough, anyways. So that's how I'm trying to figure. I'm trying to figure out how to give that information. So nobody rolled high enough to know anything other than this. That at the four-way section, at one point, there was a watchtower. Very similar to the one you guys passed before. It was a little bit more fortified, just because, you know, it was
A crossroads.
It was a crossroads by 4 cities, 2 of which are of the larger type. And so you may be able to stop there. If there are people there, maybe. If not, maybe you can turn it into your own. Obviously, a 15-minute walk outside of Car Denival to the south, or southwest or whatever, there's going to be another one of those watchtowers. As you're walking by it, you notice it's very similar to the one before. You could walk in, we'll say it's the exact same thing. It looks like the owl bear, the owl beast or whatever. Found it, whether it's the same or different, who knows? But it's pretty ransacked and very much falling apart, not utilized at all. But would do for a shitty shelter for the evening. But none of you are able to recall along the road if there is any forests, hills with caves systems in it or anything like that. To your knowledge, you don't recall any of that.
So there would be like no memory of that, but we could find it, or like could we look for it and then discover one? And this is just what you're doing is just to see if we have any previous memory of it, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So like anytime you guys would walk from what the road you just did, you guys could maybe recall if there was, as you're thinking about it, there were none. It was all tundra, a little bit of hills, but very Kansas-y, if you will, of snow. And that's really all it was. So there is a chance, but those that have walked the road don't remember there being a place that you have that like stopped or that was good shelter, is what I was getting at.
Well, it's probably safer to stick to the road and go with what we do know, and then camp out at the station watch post, whatever.
I agree.
Yeah.
Okay.
And we can always keep our eyes open if there's something else that looks.
Yeah.
Could have been a nice
Good.
bar, but no, we had to go.
Just because if we go wandering out looking for a cave, like,
But if
We could end up miles off track.
yeah, never find the road again.
or
Well,
get eaten.
You do
Wow.
have Blackthorn.
Well,
Blackthorn's never
that's true.
lost.
Oh, that's true. But still, we could end up in more trouble than we want to get into that way.
Yeah.
Very well.
And as we're traveling, I'm definitely keeping an eye out for owlbears, tracks, potential threats. That's my main concern.
Okay. So as you guys are proceeding, and you guys are walking, the weather conditions aren't getting better. They're not getting worse. They're very similar. It's still a little choppy. Snow kind of gets packed in. A little slows you down for a half an hour or so, and then it kind of lets up. Perception wise, based off of your perception there, Kadek, you're not really seeing any like large tracks that would be coming from an owlbear. So you think you're pretty good. Excuse me. So you guys have traveled. Let me see here. So that's 2 hours. Let me hide my things here. So that took 2.5. We're at 5 hours there. Okay. So as you guys are walking, you guys are able to get to the fort that the people that sent the roll, if you will, that you guys were recalling. As you start approaching, there is no fire. There is no smoke. There does not seem to be any life from this small wooden structure. It does have a small we'll call it a wall or like a fence. It's a half wall of stone that has kind of been created to essentially the way you guys could imagine, just to fortify any kind of like raids. If orcs raided it or anything like that, soldiers could hide behind it, have cover, and shoot bow and arrows from it, just to fortify themselves a little bit. But this by no means is a substantial fort of any kind of protection. As you guys are getting closer, do you guys do anything?
So no signs of life.
No signs of life. As you're approaching, no, there's no signs of life. There is, you would assume fire would indicate, life, and you're not seeing any smoke or anything like that.
Is the terrain around fairly flat?
Yes, it is a little uphill where the I'm gonna keep calling it a fort, but I don't want you guys to think like you're fortified. It's just a guard crossroads, if you will. It is elevated slightly, maybe like 5 feet off of where you are now as you're approaching, but it's not like Cardinival's castle. It's nothing like that. It's just a little in the area. It is the high point, and that's where they chose to build their little fort.
It's where you fight the first dragon in Skyrim.
Played Skyrim, so yes.
I could check it out if everybody wants like to case the place before we stay there.
Yeah. I'm not the most subtle, so maybe that's a good idea.
Black Form, you want to get
Yeah.
shot again? I mean, come with
Mhm. I'll patrol the outside.
me.
Oh well, if no one's going with you, I can I don't know.
I can
Make
go
sure
by
I'm like,
myself. I'm nice and sneaky. I'm good at doing that. I'll come back.
I'm a big boy. I can do it on my own.
Yeah.
All right. I mean, Kennick's definitely apprehensive about letting you go in alone, but
Really? Because I think like I'm not gonna stay there the night. I'm gonna come back. Okay. Well, we'll get over it.
Kedek, roll to get over it.
what is that? Insight?
So should I do like so yeah, I'll just go in real quick and check the place out all sneaky like.
Okay. I wasn't thinking you guys were going to be here, so I have to do stuff off map.
We're never gonna do what you actually plan for, Aaron. When are you gonna learn that?
I know it. I just have
Next,
some.
we go to Waterdeep.
Just give me a warning for Waterdeep. Well, you guys are essentially going to the Waterdeep. That's where you guys are choosing to go. Give me 30
What's
seconds
Waterdeep?
because I want to.
Did you just ask what Waterdeep was?
Mm-hmm. Does it have water?
It's right next to water. It's like one of the like super major cities on the Sword Coast, which is below this on the big map. But last campaign or the Storm King's Thunder.
I begged.
Aaron.
Please don't go. Without giving me a heads up that that's what you guys are planning to do, because it's like basically like we were running around through towns like the last two towns that you guys have gone through, very similar to those. And then all of a sudden you're in New York. And I'm like, oh, you're gonna have things planned because it's a giant city and there's I think 8 districts and lots of like every temple to every possible god and all these different schools. And I wanted to have at least a little something prepped, but to be able to do all that prep, like I needed to know when they were gonna go and maybe what their objectives was going to be, so I could add appropriate other than being like, you're just in a big city and I'm nervous. Because that's probably how I would have handled it.
It's also like a big city with a lot of red tape.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. You guys found out.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You cannot do anything without answering to someone else, pretty much.
All the guilds, man.
But we got the Helm of Teleportation, and so pretty much at like the end
Jumped
of
over
every
there.
session, we'd say, "Go into Waterdeep."
Yeah. I don't want you to. Okay. So sorry about that. I wanted to make sure I was good. So anyways, you said to me that you guys are sending a search team, if you will. So Blackthorn and Kedek were gonna go. Is that what was happening?
No, it's just Chris going to check out the inside and
Oh.
Blackthorn perimeter.
Okay.
And Kedek's just upset about it.
Okay. Oh, that's what it was. Kedek was upset about. Okay.
Worried about my baby.
So you said you were gonna go in and search the inside, and Blackthorn was doing the perimeter. Is that what I heard?
Yeah.
Yeah, which is actually like, are you sure you want to do that? Because you were kind of at a distance around the perimeter last time you got shot.
Last time I got shot, I had a very bad stealth. But yeah, I'm good to look around the perimeter. I'm not.
I'm good out here.
Are we going together or are we going separate?
Separate.
Who's
I
going
believe.
first?
Well, I would think you'd want to look at the perimeter before you go in, just to make sure there's nothing. You secure the perimeter before you move the team in. Situational awareness tactics.
I agree.
Got
Was making sure. Was it assuming your own tactics? So Blackthorn, are you walking ahead first?
Yeah.
Okay.
Looking around the outside.
So that I understand what it is that you're trying to accomplish, right? I don't want to speak ahead for you. So based on what you're able to see, it looks like the circular area is about so here's my question. I don't know a geometry question. It's a circle from one side to the other side. What's that called?
What, the diameter?
Is that
like
the diameter?
Full way across. That's
the full way across.
Right through the middle of the
Yes.
circle.
Yeah, so full way through across, right? So it looks like from one end to another, it's probably about 50 feet. You don't know. You're still a distance away. So whatever that diameter or perimeter or whatever. So it's a decent size. And then the structure looks to be about like a 10 foot by 10 foot type thing. Maybe 15. You're not sure.
So you said like it's a 20 foot diameter though of like ground to cover, right? Because in that case, it probably wouldn't wait till Blackthorn was done if it was a lot. But if it's just 20 feet, that's not too bad.
I thought 50 feet or 20?
50.
Was it that the building's a 10 by 10?
The building's a 10 by 10 inside the structure.
And then the half wall or whatever around the structure, that's like a circle. Is that?
I was doing my best to describe, but you know me, guys, I suck. So forgive me. This is what I was drawing a second ago. So these are the roads. You're approaching from the north, and that's essentially what you're seeing. So you're welcome to measure it to kind of see. So like you can see, it's about 60 to about 45, and then you have the building. It's saying 10 feet, but so you can kind of see. So what are you going to do to approach it? Now, this is not a perfect circle. Maybe I should draw these little spots here. We'll say,
Cool.
Oh, it's purple now. Why is it purple?
Because it got style.
Okay. So these little breaks is where I will say you can walk through the wall, where the wall is not. So this gives no cover. If that makes any sense. Does that make sense?
Okay. So a potential pathway, or it just started falling apart. So
Probably
it's holes in the wall.
probably started off as a pathway, and then it just allowed for inferior structure to start falling off, So from the looks of it, there are some crumblings on the side, but the whole area is not a crumble. And so it looks like that's where they would have been able to kind of get in and out if needed. I'm trying to. Oh, you're laughing at the drawing at the bottom. You terrify me because I get to see your expressions, and I'm like, why are you laughing? I was like, what are you seeing that I'm not?
It was almost looking like a haunter for a moment, but when I approach it, I'm gonna probably approach it where there's still a little bit of wall.
Okay.
To keep between me and the building. But I'm going to initially kind of walk upright because I want to see a little bit over the fence to see if there's anything inside as well.
Okay, absolutely. Are you doing it quietly?
Yeah, I'll try to be quiet.
Okay.
So
well,
I would go with him up to the fence.
Okay. All right. So both of you roll me stealths, please. Okay. And both of you give me perceptions as you're approaching. Excellent. All right. Everything looks clear. I will. I don't want to put you guys oops, on here. All right. And then my assumption, whoops, is you guys said you were going to go to here. That's kind of where you're looking to go.
Yeah.
The other three, how far are you guys staying?
I would imagine.
Like hereish?
Oh, I was on the wrong map. I was drawing with my other character. I was drawing with Beef. That's why I was like, wait, why can't I get to the other place? That's why it was purple.
Yep. Crossroads sound good.
All
Right
right.
there.
So you guys have all walked to the crossroads. There you go, Stan. Okay. All right. So you guys are approaching. You don't really see anything. Just like the other place, you do notice in the center there are stones and places to set around the stones that is kind of designated to be a fire. There is no wood, no nothing, no signs of anything of ash or anything like that. The snow is pretty even everywhere. You're able to see where the stones are, but it doesn't look like the snow was dug out for a fire of any time recently. I don't hear you.
Sorry,
Nope, you're
mic
good.
was up. I want to circle around the outside of the fence, keeping the fence between me and the building,
Okay.
and just start looking around to see if I see any sort of like animals or any sort of manipulation to the stone or the snow or the stone that's not natural. Like any potential traps.
Okay. Give me an investigation because you're like investigating now. You're searching. Okay. As you're walking around, you're not really seeing anything. You do notice there does not seem to be any tracks. No tracks, no trails, nothing. That looks like the how many legs to a Tootsie Roll Pop little bird.
1, 2, 3. Crunch.
I love that wise old owl.
And I
shit.
pretty much just
Circle it.
continue.
Yep.
Yeah,
Circle it.
all the way
Yep.
around.
Yep. You get all the way around. You don't see anything, and you're back now to Christopher.
All right, red team swarm. I'm gonna go in to the door, but I'm gonna sneak in through here
Okay.
to the door.
Okay. You approach the door. It is closed.
Can I check it for traps?
Give me an investigation. All right. You're looking nice and good, nice and hard. And to your understanding, you don't see any traps.
Okay, well, great way to waste a critical.
That's not a waste.
But you're looking hard.
I'm looking so good. I'm looking so good right now. Can I try to like peek through the door, open it quietly without?
Yes, absolutely. Give me a sleight of hands. Okay, you open it. You there isn't any like horrible like it slides enough that you're able to kind of peek inside. Give me a perception check now. Okay. It's empty. It is the book when it describes a lot of empty rooms, the words they use, and I kind of like it. It's void of warmth. So there's nothing in this room. It's a wooden structure that would serve perfectly fine to sleep in. But you don't really see anything other than that in here. There's not a person, a thing, a creature. There is very little snow inside. With your perfect investigation, you would have kind of noticed that the door on the bottom has kind of like a broken like little piece, and so when the wind blows at the right spot, snow kind of drifts in just a little bit. It's not enough to fill it or be like uninhabitable for a day or two, but it would be enough to be like, yep, we're still in the cold north.
Okay. Can I go in and check for goodies real quick?
Absolutely. So you're now looking to see if there's anything of value or worth in here.
Yeah.
Yeah, give me a roll. Investigation. There's literally nothing in this room.
Well, fuck. I'm gonna
There
go say
is
it to everybody.
snow and nothing.
Let's go back to Blackthorn and say we're good, and let's go grab the rest of the group.
Yeah, it's good practice, team. You approached an empty building and it was empty, and you didn't die. That's good.
I call that a success.
All of a sudden, Blackthorn gets shot.
Yeah. Yeah. I was gonna say as he was walking, I was like, Blackthorn, give me a dexterity saving throw.
A critical for 25 hit points.
All right. So it. By the way, to let you know, you got here right at your 8-hour mark. Like I measured it out. It was literally 8 hours to get there.
Nice.
So it worked out perfect. I wanted you guys to have to roll just to have some what is it? No, it's not endurance. What is it called?
Anticipation.
Survival?
No, where you get the
Exhaustion?
exhaustion. Yes, thank you. Who was it? Was it Josh's monk that got like 8 levels of exhaustion?
That was Jordan's bard.
Was it Jordan and his bard? Was that Whisper?
Mm-hmm.
I
Yeah,
felt so
got,
bad the
like-
way that was.
Was it 3 or 4? Just because I failed that one check. So
Yeah. And then you guys weren't doing anything for days. And so it took forever to come off. That whole game you basically had exhaustion.
pretty much.
Bear had some exhaustion whenever he got hit by that clay golem.
Oh yeah?
That took a while to wear off.
But you had the reduced hit points.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. You had like reduced hit points. Yeah. Oh yeah, that clay golem. Yeah, that clay golem messed you up good. That was meant for Arthur too. Yeah, when I drew that up, I was like, that's an Arthur absorption.
You got fair.
But I got Bear instead. I was like, all right. It added more depth to it though. Like when I was drawing up that dungeon, I was trying to kind of turn that into like the Arthur like moment. And it was cool because like he felt so bad for it because like you were getting beat up by everything and stuff like that. That was cool. I mean, this is a good memory. Anyways, back to this game. What do you guys do? You guys are now here at this fort. If you couldn't tell, this is a fort at Crossroads. It's been 8 hours of travel. It's as dark as it gets here, and it's almost as light as it gets. It's definitely it's later in the afternoons. So it's probably what you guys probably would have left around 10. So it's probably around 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock, like kind of thinking our time stuff. But yeah, what do you guys do? You guys stay up for a little while, chit chat, eat a good berry, and go to bed. What are you guys doing?
Pretty much. Elijah would probably read through his prayer book, We definitely want to stuff something in that hole in the bottom of the door, so keep as much warmth in as possible. Do we need to find wood?
I'd be hesitant to make any sort of real big fire, though.
Is there any furniture we can break?
There's literally nothing in this room.
Not even like a floorboard?
No, it is on stone.
Did it have a fireplace type area?
Not in here, but outside.
Okay, but outside there was a place for a fire.
Yeah.
Um,
You could do like a investigation check to see maybe what they did before to add warmth in here.
sounds good to me.
Yeah, give me a roll.
I will look around for that. I couldn't find anything.
Yeah. You didn't find anything. You're dumbfounded as to how they would have kept warm in here.
In that case, I'm just bundling up really tight with my
Yep.
blanket.
And to let you guys know, so the way the rules work, as long as you guys are wearing appropriate cold weather gear, which you are, and it stays dry, you automatically succeed any exhaustion checks for extreme cold here. You guys are all that or more. Goliath. So if you get wet, or your cold weather gear gets wet, then you're obviously your gear's not effective. So, does it sound like everyone's staying in the building and sleeping? Is anyone staying outside to post watch?
Is there any kind of windows on the building, or is it just...
No windows. It is literally meant to shelter, and the north, it's, you don't care about windows. You're trying to keep the heat in as best you can. So it is a door and basically 4 walls.
Well, I'm happy to take a shift for watch, but I don't have dark vision, so I don't know how helpful I'll be.
I don't know if we need to really be outside exactly for watch if we're listening, and at least have our ear to the door, maybe.
That would make it a listen, not a watch.
I could keep my nose to the door. I got that.
Smell any creatures coming up on you, people. Like, I smell something.
Do you eat garlic?
I think it's a rabbit.
Wake up! It's your time for listen.
I hear
That's pretty
something
good.
already.
So, what are your
yes.
all plans?
Ben's gonna grab one of his wine skins and drink about a half a pint of ale.
Lots of walking, getting your drink on.
Elijah will set up 5 candles that if anybody does get cold, they can at least get their hands warm
Okay.
by it. Some light for us to see inside here, to move around, and whoever's listen can move around without stepping over people and stuff.
I have dark vision, so mine's gonna be a watch.
Okay.
You gotta sit outside in the cold.
It's cold inside.
It's less cold inside, but yes, it's still very cold inside.
Out of the wind, at least.
Yes.
Can I do like a quick perimeter check for like any tracks or anything?
Yeah, absolutely. Give me a survival check or investigation, whichever you would prefer. Tracks imply survival, but if you would rather investigate, I'm okay with that too.
Not great at investigation.
Or
Or that, apparently.
4's not bad. Hey, getting all your ones out before the dwarf gets his vengeance on you guys out, so that's good.
Right. I mean,
Uh,
I've been rolling really well tonight, so it's kind of
You guys actually
karmically
have.
fair.
Yeah. You're walking around. You're not seeing tracks. You're not really kind of seeing much. You do see some travel among the roads. Um, Less north and south. Most of them are heading east and west. But that's really all you're noticing. You notice a set of tracks around the perimeter. Those are easy to see, but uh, a moment of thought makes you realize that those are black tracks. But other than that, that's it.
I am happy to take a shift. I don't know how useful I'll be, but
You guys, I assume, are going for your 8 hours. Is that correct?
Hmm.
Okay. How are you guys going to break it up?
I'll be sleeping the whole time.
Right. So now we have 4 people available. Who else?
I'll take the first watch, but I'm gonna want to sleep after that.
Okay.
I'll take second.
Elijah would stay up with somebody because Elijah would not want someone to suffer through a watch without him having to suffer through one as well.
I'm happy to take whatever watch. So, if that's the third or last one,
Okay. So what do you guys got? First one is Christopher. Second one is
Kedek.
Magic, and then third is Blackthorn.
third is Blackthorn. So
And then Elijah is going to try and tell me the good words against my will for the first one, right?
I see. I was thinking I'll go with Kedek because
You can actually sell
You-
him one.
because you you've already shown some disdain. So Elijah's not going to push his luck quite yet with you.
all right. Christopher, where are you doing your watch? Are you staying outside or are you staying inside?
Yes, I can. Sorry, what was that?
No, you're good. Are you staying outside or inside for your watch?
I think I'd feel more comfortable watching outside so I can actually see.
Okay. So is anybody else going to be out there, or is everybody else getting their sleep and rest?
So,
For his watch, sleep
Figured
and
as-
rest.
Yep. I figured as much.
I don't think I'm gonna like rest because I don't have to for that first watch. I think I'm gonna be awake just in case and try to be like aware of any sounds.
Okay, absolutely. So are you going to be inside or outside?
Inside until my watch starts, and then I'll go outside.
Okay. Right. So I'll move you inside. Christopher, where are you going to be for your watch? Are you going to be kind of walking around, trolling a little bit? Are you going to try to like set on a wall or something? You going to climb up on top of this building, move some snow? What are you doing?
So with the building, is there any vantage points in it?
No. It does look like there are like notches on the side, that you can like a think kid tree house type thing, so you could climb up to the top if you wanted to. But it is packed with snow. So there are several feet of snow up top that you would have to remove, to be able to get up there and like utilize it effectively.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that seems like that's just a bad thing waiting to happen. So I'm gonna.
You could
Yeah,
build a fort up there.
I could if we
An
were gonna
igloo?
stay here for long. I'd have a tree house, but or an ice house, whatever it is. I think I would like start. I would hang out right next to the door. You know, like you'd be watching at.
Yeah.
You know, if you were guarding the place, but then every now and again make the rounds around the building, and then just end there, rest for a while, do the same thing. just as kind of like almost like a military patrol.
Okay. And Kedek, you are listening.
Kedek's trying to get alcohol from the street right now, so
Oh,
we got a delivery service delivering alcohol.
hey,
so.
nice. Yeah, no worries. So real quick, then, Kedek, are you able to roll something?
Not quite yet, but
That's fine.
just a sec.
Oh, okay. I can press his button for him. Can I get a perception check from you, sir? Christopher.
You sure can.
Okay. Give me a second.
Died.
I got to do my own rolls. Of if things happen.
It's okay. I told Robbie we're both dead now.
I mean, you're not wrong.
Oh God, really?
So when you are, oh, here, I need to move your character. When you are over here standing by the door, all of a sudden you hear, frantic shuffling in the snow and huffing. And it is a deep, like huffing and breath of what sounds like a very large beast at full charge.
Wow.
It's the Tootsie Pop Owl.
That's my greatest fear. Okay. So, and that's just, I'm right there when I hear it?
Yes, that is where you are, where you hear it.
Can I just run right inside the door and close the door?
No, we have that locked.
Yes, you are able to open it.
I'm gonna rush through and try to bar that door closed.
Okay. Kedek, you were able to hear, and I'll even say smell. You smelt something, a foul breath. You definitely heard the huffing and the movement, and you're kind of hearing the growls of a beast outside.
Can I wake everybody up?
Absolutely, you can. So you wake everybody up. Everyone gets startled with Kedek. Kedek, do you say anything to anybody? You're just like hitting.
I do a fucking like elephant trumpet, like.
Okay.
Was it still first watch?
This
Yep,
is still
yep.
first watch.
Oh.
This will be towards the second half of his watch. So Christopher, you'd have been on watch for a while. You'll have to bring it. I rolled to see when it would happen. And so it was on the second half of the first watch.
Do we want to fight it or do we just want to bunker down? I want to fight it.
Well, I mean, if we don't fight it, we're gonna have to deal with it anyway.
True.
Not necessarily. I mean, it could just wander off.
As you
Yeah,
are
you're-
sitting there
people-
discussing this, is anybody like next to the door, holding the door, or are you guys just kind of near the door? I see Gaddick is there.
I am
Yeah.
not near the door.
I'm near it and I'm gonna try to like. I'm got my weapon out. I'm ready.
You feel a huge, like, even just like pressure and wind as something extremely large pushes out the door. definitely trying to get in.
Is it a big white snake?
And
Oh no.
and you're hearing the growling and viciousness of this beast doing everything it can to get inside.
I will look to the group and go, well, when food delivers itself to you, you don't say no.
I'm gonna knock an arrow.
I'm gonna go up here and get ready.
It's gonna be like eating an apple out of a tennis racket with your big ass fighting through that door.
I would definitely prefer if we did not let it in, but I suppose if you wish to
It's-
fight it, we
Pushing at it, and
will prevail.
as Kedek, the door opens outward because that would be the strongest version of the door for the wind. So that's how they would design that, not going in because the wind could easily push it in. So it's a little slightly enforced more, but this creature is large enough and has enough strength and force that the wood, even of the door, is being kind of bent and kind of manipulated enough to be very noticing, as you're saying that you don't want it to come in.
Well, and at that point, I think Chris would go like, "You don't want that to break. Like, we can't let the door can't break, or we're gonna have a problem with cold."
Yeah. So I will kind of ready yourselves. I will grab one hand on the door, other with my maul.
Otherwise, we'll have a ball of fire ready with produced flame.
And I'm gonna get ready to open the door and just launch at whatever's there. As soon as I'm gonna wait till it slams itself into the door and then pulls back. I'm gonna wait for that moment for it to pull back so that I can actually open it.
Okay.
Nice.
So as you open the door, this is the creature.
Knew it.
That is out there. Which, by the way, I had it on exactly where you were drawing, which I thought that was really funny because I didn't notice at first the first T-Rex that you were drawing, because Jordan was laughing. I was like, "What is he laughing at?" And I couldn't see because I can see the image a little bit.
You had an actual owlbear.
An actual owlbear. So I thought it was ironic. So I was like, all right, well, that's where the owlbear is coming from, because I drew up this encounter weeks ago, and it's just been sitting on this map, this empty map. So yeah, I originally was like, it's just gonna charge at you guys while you're walking, but then I was like, maybe it'd be pretty cool if you guys are wanting to fortify, see what you guys do. So anyways, as you start pushing open the door, the bear doesn't let you open it nicely and kind of get at it. Once you start opening at it, it grabs the door and just slams it open. So the door is now wide open and kind of half broken on the hinges.
Cool. I take a swing.
But we just can't not fuck up a door.
That's true. So as you guys are opening everything, there's no there'll be no surprise round. The bear knew you were there. You knew the bear was there. So everyone is rolling.
You knew that we knew that you knew that we knew.
Bear knew that. We knew that the bear knew that we were there. Oh, God, every time I have whiskey and ginger ale, I think I'm on a plane now.
I didn't make it too strong, did I?
No, you made it perfect.
All right. Oh, that was almost perfect, guys. We had one off. Yeah, you and Blackthorn were opposite. I almost didn't have to organize it. All right, I don't want to. On my stream, I don't want to hide what you guys are doing.
I barely looked at it, and I was like, well, wow, he's already got it organized.
I know. Alrighty, so, oh, that's the wrong one. That's over here.
Ha! We're gonna go first before the bear anyway.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Good luck killing it in one turn. All right. Who is up? Christopher.
Okay, so since Kadik is right next to it, I get sneak attack.
Yes.
Cool. I just want to ask before I forget the checkbox. But since I'm at that range, I'll take a shot at it with my short bow.
Absolutely. I think that's gonna miss. Yes, that'll miss.
That's very embarrassing.
But yeah, it just catches the door. You know, as it's ripping open, you had it ready to go and you shot. But just the way the door had opened and it had swung, unfortunately.
Real quick.
Yes.
You're level 2 now, so you could have bonus action disengaged, correct? And moved back, so you'd have your
Really?
advantage.
Could I?
Don't you have
I have cunning action. That's the two things.
cunning action is where you can disengage as a bonus action. So that way you could disengage back up.
Where does he get the advantage?
Having a oh wait a minute, no, that's
So it's
Yeah.
not advantage. You can still get
That-
sneak attack.
Yeah, he'd still get a sneak
okay.
attack.
That's right. That's
Yeah.
what am I thinking?
The
You're
way,
thinking
I'm thinking of
tactics,
pack
right?
tactics, I guess.
Yeah,
yeah. No, you're good.
Like how I knew
and that's
that.
fine.
I'm getting better.
And I'm also ruling him not being in melee range, by the way, because the
Well,
bear
I
just
think-
couldn't really reach into it, so he doesn't have disadvantage for being in melee shooting.
Come like
Well,
third
I just-
level swashbucklers. Is it swashbucklers? They get something where they have where if it's
Them
If
alone.
think they get a
think
little
if it's
bit
just
more.
them, yeah.
Oh yeah.
The
Well, I'm
1v1.
actually going to be a
Yeah.
swashbuckler at level 3, so
Getting ready for them 1v1s. But anyways, unfortunately, that misses. Did you want to do anything else? Did you want to disengage and move away from the bear?
well, I shot prematurely, so the first thing I want to do is explain to people that has never happened to me before. But I'm not in melee range now.
I'm gonna say no, just because of the way the door is. The only thing it really could hit is Kedek. Like, could it like reach its paw in there? Sure, but no, I think that's unrealistic.
Attic would smack it. Okay, well, if I'm not in, if I can kind of tell it's not going to easily get me from where I am, I think I just stay.
Okay. All right. Next off is Elijah.
I said that I was getting the produce flame ready, so I will throw it. If I can throw it through the door,
Yeah.
can I throw it past Kedek? Okay.
Yeah. I'm gonna allow it. I think it's fun to basically put Kedek in a spot where he. Yeah. So the 23 does hit. Wow.
Very nice.
So -8. That's a good little cantrip right there. Anything else?
That will be all.
Okay. Sten.
Is there a way to get in between Kedek and Christopher? Or are they completely blocking the door off?
They're fully blocking the door off. I will allow you to leave the room if you want, but you can't stand in between them. There's not enough space.
Oh, okay.
But I'll say like you could kind of duck in between Kedek and then immediately kind of like shimmy off to be here if you wanted to next to him, and then do anything else from there that you wanted to. But yeah, I mean, you're allowed to move through friendly, and then I'll let you kind of shimmy to the side of the large creature.
Actually, I'm gonna throw my hammer at him.
Okay.
When in doubt, throw the hammer out.
Oh,
Yeah.
this is not the war hammer. This is a light hammer.
You're throwing
Yeah.
the hammer.
Unfortunately, the 8 will miss. Is there anything else that you want to do?
No.
Kedek.
Ragey rage rage. Smacky smack smack.
Absolutely. And you're staying there at the door?
Is this thing able to even fit through this door if I
It,
move?
yes, but it's gonna have to destroy some of the structures, right? So like, could it rip off some of the wood paneling siding of the building and get in? Absolutely, yes. You would kind of assume that because that's how the other forts were. It was destroyed by a similar creature, and it made a door big enough for
But
him.
it would like have to spend a turn doing that. Me moving outside isn't gonna immediately put everybody else in danger.
I mean, to not meta, but yes, it would have to spend actions. It would have to do something. That
Oh,
wouldn't be.
sorry.
No, you're fine. But yes, it would need to do things to get in. So in a combat sense, yeah, you're like, it's gonna have to not be attacking and killing us to get
Okay.
inside.
Well, either way, I think. I mean, meta-wise aside, like,
Yeah.
I'd want to get it away from our shelter anyway.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
can I move past it outside?
Yeah, so you can't go through it for movement. The only space you could go is this one right here. So the diagonal. Yep. And that'll be half movement, so that'll count for 10.
Okay. Yeah, I just want to get outside so that like if other people want to start. Oh, I still have some movement left.
Yeah, that's only 10 speed.
15, 20, 25, 30.
Okay.
And rage on smack.
The 17 does hit.
Can you declare reckless after the fact, or do you have to state it beforehand? Just
I-
curious for the future.
Is that that's a barbarian thing?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I gotta look. I haven't looked at a player's handbook in a while. Man, this
I just
book is
posted
used.
it in chat. So
Oh,
you don't have to.
thank you. I want to make myself getting up worth it. You can throw yourself aside a concern for defense.
Doesn't really specify. Mm. Doesn't really matter for this situation. I'm not.
Okay, I
already hit it, so.
okay. My initial rule is when you make your first attack. So I think that's before.
Okay, declare it beforehand.
Yeah, but it also is when you make your first attack. I don't know. I'll look up. I'll see what people roll, but remind me.
Okay.
I'm gonna type that in. That was terrible English, but sure.
Reclass.
When you make reclass,
When you make reckless, so for 10 damage,
Yep.
it's dead. I'm joking.
Yep.
That would have been silly. All right, Blackthorn.
I'm gonna take a shot at it.
Okay.
Dodged in.
Ooh. That is a hit. For 13 damage.
Yep.
All right. Holy moly, friends. Anything else?
Nope, that'll be the end of my turn.
All right. It is now its turn, and it's got one thing to hit, and one thing only. So it will make its beak attack and claw attack both at you, Kedek.
Okay.
Does a 16 hit
Yes.
for 13 piercing damage with its beak. So it chomps down right at you, getting you right in the neck, like right in the shoulder area. A nice good attack. And then
So I'm raging. Is that
It's half.
half.
7?
I
Or
think
do you
so.
go- do you
I
round
think it's.
up or down?
I'm gonna roll up because I think it's up for everything except for one thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
And claw attack, so 16 hits. So the 17 will hit. for 10 slashing, so it'd be 5 slashing. So it hits you in like we'll say on your right neck, and then it swipes at you and gets you like in your rib area. On
Come
your
on,
left side.
get some.
Christopher.
Yikes. I'm gonna sneak to here if I can, and that would give me advantage, right?
Yes, I still, by the way, I haven't made my decision yet on if I'm going to do flanking
Flanking?
rules. I'm deciding. I need to look it up. Here. I need to make my decision. Thoughts on flanking. My notes. But yes, for this round, or for this combat, I'll let you have flanking.
Okay. Then and 5 feet, so snake attack, right?
Yes.
I'm gonna stab at it with my rapier.
Roll again to see if you get a crit. Okay. It hits. So roll damage, and there you go. So for 7.
Okay, and then with the cunning action, I can like disengage as a bonus action, right?
Yes.
I want to do that. I think so. It's 5, 10. So that would be.
Right around the corner.
Is that too far?
Huh? You have probably 30 feet of movement. It probably only
Yeah.
took you
There was
5,
half
10,
movement
15.
Yeah, it was half the
20.
movement.
to
Oh.
shift outside, so that would have been
5.
10.
Oh,
He would have had 15 movement already.
okay.
So you move one more square.
Okay. Well, I'm good there. I just want to make sure I wasn't going too far. And
Nope.
in that case, I'm done if I'm good.
You are good. Elijah.
Elijah's just gonna move. Actually, Elijah would like to be able to see better, but yeah, Elijah's just gonna move there and. Let's see. Would Elijah have seen the bear attack Kedek?
I mean, you probably saw the bear attack something. Maybe not necessarily that it was me.
You saw it swinging at stuff. You don't know if
Okay.
it was Caddick. You don't know if it had got him.
Then I will just produce flame
Okay.
at it again.
I wonder if there's trumpet sounds. That
Jim at
happens.
Christmas. Yeah, the 21 hits. For 4 damage. Okay. Anything else,
That
sir?
will be it. That will be
Sten.
it.
All right. So how many feet does it take to get out?
It's half movement, so it'd be 10. So you just
Oh.
did 5. That would make you at 15. Wait, right. Yep, 5. Yeah, 15.
15. So I can 20, 25, 30.
Yeah.
Yep.
Defensive position.
Yeah.
Engage.
Oh, you two, the double beef burritos.
I love that.
And I'm
Yeah,
gonna
you guys just go way over there where it's hard for me to touch heal you, but that's okay.
Be over here, judging.
My
you
voice will
silently.
carry.
I love the idea of giving silent judgment. I just love that. Bless your heart.
All right. And then you're making an attack, I assume?
Yes, I'm gonna wail on him.
Let's get it.
I'm assuming as I'm walking over here, I'm probably grabbing my light hammer as I'm
Okay.
walking. Well, that's probably a miss.
Yep.
Oh,
The 10 will
too bad
miss.
you weren't on the other side.
All right. Any bonus actions or anything else?
Actually, no, I don't have any bonus actions yet.
All right. Caddick.
Was it an action or a bonus action to eat the berry?
Right. Again, right now I'm rolling as a bonus action.
Cool.
Yeah, I think last time we said bonus action to eat, a full action
Defeat.
Give.
to give it to somebody, but then we
If-
might not be allowed to give it to somebody that's
right,
so.
because a down person can't chew or swallow.
No,
or
I've said it's okay.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. No.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah, I looked up and
yeah.
and
Not a
Crawford
full action to
said,
give it to somebody, a
Yeah.
bonus action to take.
All right. I'm gonna pop one of those bad boys in because we had 2 of them, right?
Yep.
How many hit points was that?
4.
Awesome.
dos
And
dos. I don't know how to say 4 in Spanish.
Cuatro.
Quattro.
Cuatro. So just
Smackety smack
dos.
smack smack.
Well, you weren't wrong. It is deuce, but like most they
Yeah,
don't say.
the 23
yeah.
will hit for 11. All right. Blackthorn,
Mhm.
you're up, friend.
I'm gonna take another shot at it.
Okay. 16 hits for 11 piercing. All right. It's close. It's bleeding. It's bloody. It's not looking good. Did you want to do anything else, Blackthorn? Or
No,
even
that's
Caddick?
the end of my turn.
Okay. And just seeing red, looking at Caddick, it's going to make the same 2 attacks. The beak is a 25.
Oh yeah.
Interception on that attack.
Okay. What is interception? Will you hit it?
Yes, it doesn't stop the attack, but it does reduce the damage.
Oh, okay, perfect. So double reduction. Which is super unfortunate. So it only did 6 damage, which was reduced to 3, which then reduces to 2. Oh,
I
it
would
does
say
the D10. Oh, okay, so it does nothing.
Yeah.
Okay. Nice.
Yes.
And then the claw attack. For only an 8, so that'll miss. Christopher.
Hey, I'm assuming that it's facing someone else, so I'm gonna try and stab it right in the back.
Yep. So you have advantage. Roll again to see if you got it. Ooh, no. 20s. Man, you've been rolling high all day. What else
I
did you have
know.
earlier? You had a 23 and another 20. Jiminy Christmas. Yes, the 20 will hit. And you get it perfectly, like right, like underneath, like its arm as it's up, attacking Kedek, and you're just like able to kind of like just reach around, just perfect enough, get it into its heart, and it drops down dead.
Yay!
We got a new coat.
Yep. I'm gonna get to work skinning and harvesting meat.
Oh, I'm gonna help you with that.
I actually do have leatherworkers tools on this character.
Oh, nice. Didn't we get
Perfect.
some tools from place? What else? We got wood carving and navigational, so that's not really gonna help.
So, give me survival checks with advantage. How bad you guys butcher this thing.
I will be back.
Okay.
Oh, pretty bad.
Ooh. You're able to get it, but we'll say it was maybe a little mangy already, and all the stabby stabs that you guys did on it were just in the worst place. And you did your best. You're able to skin it all, but it's not one good piece. It's several small pieces, so you could easily have it turned to gloves or little things like that, but not a jacket or anything substantial. We'll say you got 3 pieces, because that's perfect enough to not get 2 sets of whatever you may turn it into. And then any food or anything like that that you guys want to harvest from it, you could get. I don't know if you would, because you get the good berries.
Well, you want a balanced breakfast. You can't just eat good berries.
Well,
Here's some protein, bro.
there you go. Well, it's plenty there. Um,
How do you expect us to get the gains?
You're one of the most ridiculous people I will ever know in my entire life, and I love it.
Actually,
I absolutely
second time
love
I've heard that just today.
Not definitely not a bad thing. It's just the thing. So anyways, I apologize, but we're gonna call it there. I think it is a good stopping point. So I obviously jokingly I had things prepped for the other city, and I had things prepped for another city. And then I had this planned if you chose to go to other cities that I was not ready for. And my understanding is your intentions are to go to Bryn Shander. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I was not ready for that. And it is the larger city, so that is you are essentially going to Waterdeep. So now I know I need to make sure I am prepared and have all of the fantastic things of Bryn Shander, which is good. I did not think you guys would be heading that direction first. But now I know a little bit of your party's motivations. You guys hear horrible murderers, and that's more of an incentive for you guys. So your lawful good players are moving you along.
Gold. Get the gold.
Yes. You want it for the 100 gold. Excellent. So yeah, we'll call it there if you guys are fine with that. A little early, but that's I think okay. No game next week.
Okay.
Right? No, I apologize. There is a game next week. It'll be
Okay.
the 26th or the 27th that we don't have a game. I'll be in Orlando.
Cool.
So we'll have a game next week, and then we'll skip a week.
Then the following. Gotcha.
Yep. So as I used to always tell, because we used to play on a Friday night, didn't we? I
I don't remember.
I think it was a Friday night because
Yeah.
I always remembered. I always told my wife I was like I really like to know ahead of time if we're not gonna be here, because I try to get everybody else to be like, that's your date night. Go take your significant others, go do something, or that's your go free Friday night. Like, make that your night that you do stuff. So, yeah. So the 27th is your Thursday night out. Go do it. It's your ladies' night. So, but anyways, well, hopefully you guys enjoyed it.
Yeah.
My impromptu. I was just gonna have because the way that it draws up there's a little something with it, but you guys didn't explore the owl bear encounter. You just killed it. But I was gonna have it just be on the road, and then when you guys started talking about shelters and stuff like that, I made this shelter up. It's not in the book, but I was like, it would make sense that there would be something at least kind of monitoring the crossroads. And I was like, well, if you guys stay there, maybe that in the night you guys can have an encounter, and that could be a little bit more exciting. So hopefully that was fun for you guys.
Yes.
I like the owlbear. It's funny. Eventually I'll get to a point where there's nothing that I think is really cool. Like I liked the tykes, the Yeti tykes. I thought those
They're
were
so cute.
cool creatures. So I created the encounter based on them. And then I thought the owlbear being a polar bear was pretty cool and unique.
Yeah, that's cute.
So I was like, all right, I want to do that, and that's something that you guys can handle. But eventually I'll run out of the things that I'm like, okay, and then I'll just have to roll for the random encounters, and then you guys will get a bunch of random stuff happening. But I'm picking all the cool stuff first because I want to make sure we do it. So, but anyways, what are you laughing at? What are you drawing?
Why do you have weapons out?
I was just laughing at the drawings that got posted.
Oh,
I didn't think I was gonna do doodles, and then I was like, you know what? Haley's not here anymore. I gotta continue the tradition.
Love the doodles.
what do you have weapons out?
He was just knocking. He was just trying to sell. He was going to ask us about our car's extended warranty.
He was looking
What
to come
was-
in for a bite to eat.
Yeah. He's looking for fast food.
He was looking for them double beef burritos.
Well, he found those.
That was really funny. I'll be right back, guys. All right, so I'm gonna end the stream there, guys. Anybody who came and you're not a bot on YouTube, I appreciate it. Let me see something real quick. If I remove this, I've removed it over here, but it doesn't remove it on the stream. That's unfortunate on the little stream chat. But anyways, if you really like the stream, I do this on Thursday nights. We have fun. I'm running Icewind Dale. A good group of guys. We did Storm King Thunders a couple of years ago, and so that is the group. We're doing the book. I have fun with it. I enjoy it. So if you like book content, I make it our own. If you couldn't tell, and kind of use it as a guide. But anyways, my normal content, I do Guild Wars 2, play with friends. If you're interested in that, that's usually Monday through Wednesday, and some sprinkled in on the weekends. Nothing necessarily too scheduled on the weekends. I try to keep that for the family, but if we're sitting around doing nothing, I'll get on and hang out. But anyways, if you like the stream, you want to support the stream, give me a follow. If you really, really like the stream, tell a friend. And with that, good night. Have a good weekend, and I will see you guys next week.